Hey guys, so this is like not a planned video or anything like that, so it's gonna be maybe a little bit all over there, but I just wanted to just talk about imposter syndrome. I have been it's been coming up in conversations recently and talking more about it, so it's just been on my mind and I've been taken away and I wonder why this happens and I wonder why this happens and does it ever go away? And I watch a lot of podcasts and videos and interviews and things with very successful people and CEOs and things like that. It's always interested me. So through watching that, especially, you should check out A Diary of a CEO. It's one of the most amazing channels. I watch it on YouTube, but I think it's a podcast. I think it's so amazing because you get to dive deeper into these brilliant minds and how they've also gone through a lot of turmoil or a lot of grief or all of them other things that you don't really see, you see in the news and on freaking online and in movies and all of the really good stuff, but you never know the dark things that they've been through, so you just kind of assume, yeah, but they're perfect, they're made to do this, or they've had it easy, or they've had more help than I've got and I'm exposed to, or I've got access to. And I feel like it's so easy to just compare yourself to people that are already successful and assume that we can't get there. And I was speaking to my two friends the other day, and they were so on my level of thinking, obviously everyone just thinks differently, but it was so nice when they was just oh yeah, I know, I think that too. And she was saying about how, I was saying I want all of these different things than people that live in my area. I don't think the same, and I want to think bigger and dream bigger, and people don't like it. They shoot you down, and they basically laugh and oh my god, how weird are you for thinking that, or how weird how silly are you for thinking that you can have them things. And then she was saying yeah, they think you're amazing when you've got this success, but they never think you're amazing when you're in the journey of getting there. And it just resonated with me so much, and it made me really happy to think that other people around here think the same. But then it just got me pondering, thinking about okay, so actually when I used to do clients one-on-one and a healing session or a channeling session, I used to panic and be oh my god, I'm so nervous, what if they find out that I'm a fraud, and actually I'm really... You don't want me to do this? Okay, 1 minute. We've got to get ready to go in a minute, haven't we? Okay, go on then. It's too hot yet. You can share it when it's not hot, okay? Don't touch them. Okay, you can come and sit with me if you want while I'm doing it. Yeah, I would panic and be oh my god, what if they find out that I'm a fraud and this is not real, and they just think I'm making it all up, when I'm not. I'm not making it all up. I'm just using my gifts, and I'm strengthening them, so not everything is going to be perfect. And when I would get things that I didn't understand how I was getting it, they were how are you doing that? And I'm I don't know, it's just happening. And I used to convince myself that they thought negatively of me, or they will think negatively of me, like I was a fraud, when I was genuinely just trying to grow and share my gifts. And I don't have that as much now as to what I used to have it. I used to think surely this is not real, this is just how can I do this, and how have I had such amazing results? And you know, things like that, which is really funny. Because, you know, I would know things that is impossible for me to know, but still I would be like, I'm not meant to be doing this, like that, just like feeling like a fraud. But then in this industry, in the spiritual community, if you are like a psychic or a medium, then the word fraud is like, oh my god, you know, like, because there are people that are trying to manipulate people and you know, use them, and there is. But the word fraud to me in this instance meant like imposter syndrome, feeling like I'm not good enough to do this, or why I'm just me, and why do they think that I'm like this like really good like healer, or like channeler, or whatever it is. Like, I'm scared that they're gonna want too much from me and I can't give it to them, or just so many weird things go through my head. And like, I hope they know that it's just still me, and you know, like, I'm just still the same person, but I've just like tapped in. I hope they know I'm like, you know, I'm only learning. Or I'd always put like so much pressure on myself, and then more recently now, it's been obviously years later, working on my gift and things like that, I still get freaked out. Like, I'm still like, but it's not as much now. Again, we're just constantly growing and, you know, getting more and more confident. But sometimes before I have a one-on-one client, I'm like, oh my god, imagine if just nothing came through. Like, how bad would that be? Like, that would be terrible. But if just like all of the guides just all disappear and just no one speaks to me anymore, like, I'd be terrified. But again, like, I've always promised myself and my clients, like, and I tell them before, you know, when we're sitting down, we're talking, like, if nothing comes through, nothing comes through. And I'm just gonna tell you, nothing comes through. Like, and it's almost like I tell them that just in case it happens, and then I can be like, okay, well, I did tell you. Like, but it's never happened. Like, nothing has ever not come through. Sometimes they don't get the answers that they want, and sometimes, like, they're like, okay, so we need to go in this direction, and it's not like, it's a little bit more vague. Sometimes it's super detailed and super mind-blowing. Like, it just depends on everyone's journey. It's so different, but still the imposter syndrome like creeps in, and it's still just in different ways. And I feel like from watching them videos, it's given me more confidence and strength to keep going, because it almost feels like it's like you're the only one that ever feels like that, until you start to surround yourself with the same knowledge as them, or like the same energy. And like, again, they're not in my real life, they're not in person, but they're online. So I just have to submerge myself into that world, and just like obtain the knowledge that way. Oh my god, they're playing upstairs. It's the bank holiday, so like they're all off school and screaming and running around after each other. But anyways, yeah, so I know that they're wildly successful, like multi-millionaires, like being on all these different types of like movies or coaches, and they still feel the same. They still have the imposter syndrome, like, I should not be here. What? Why didn't you come and sit with me? She's coming now. Yeah, they still feel the same. They still have imposter syndrome. And again, they even say like, oh, I don't have it like I used to. It's changed. But I think that as we grow and as we change, we're still going to have it, but maybe just in a different way, or maybe a little bit less, or in sometimes maybe a little bit more. Who knows? Hello. I love that singing. Come here.
No.
Come here. Come sit on my knee.
Mom.
Yes.
Your tea is nice and warm.
My tea's nice and warm. Not yet. No. Sit up quick.
Oh.
Are you singing?
Hello.
You're so beautiful.
Where's Emily?
Where's Emily? Do you mean Emily?
Yeah.
She's coming soon. I think I got everything I wanted to talk about.
Am I tired?
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, That was another thing.
I will use sticky.
Ooh. Oh, shit. Okay, Isabella, 1 second so I can just talk about this for 1 second.
No.
So, there was one other thing that keeps coming up as well. Because I'm a spiritual, like, teacher or, like, spiritual, like, the psychic and, like, healing. Can you stop? You're so annoying.
Yeah.